In April 2015, while we were on a leisure coach holiday, we had an excursion to Monaco. This is some of the film we took while walking around Monaco. The coach dropped us off in an underground car park, which you then take a lift and a flight of stairs, and you emerge by the Maritime Museum or the Oceanography Museum. A short walk further along and you come to the Jardin de San Martin, which is where we are now in the film. These are beautiful gardens full of shrubs, trees, plants and cacti, and they're very beautiful. As we had a limited time scale in Monaco, we didn't get a chance to walk completely round the gardens. This is only a short view of them. But you can see a few cacti there. Now this is from a viewpoint in the gardens, looking down on the harbour of the new part of Monaco, which apparently has all been built on reclaimed land. None of this existed a few years ago. Monaco has a problem with building because it's a very tiny country. It's smaller than Central Park in New York, and it's less than 1 square mile. We came out of the gardens by the cathedral in the Avenue St. Martin, and just across the road from the cathedral is the Palais de Justice, the Palais de Justice, also in Avenue St. Martin. You can just see it now. This is Monaco Old Town, and we've now walked up the road a bit in the Old Town and we've come up by the palace, the Place du Palais. This is right outside the Royal Palace in Monaco, and we were in time just to see the changing of the guards at 12 o'clock midday. Unfortunately that goes on for a while as well, so I've had to condense it into a couple of short clips. Otherwise it takes quite a while. But this is one of the guards at the palace. This is his winter uniform. Apparently in the summer they wear white uniforms because it gets so hot. Anyway, getting on towards 12, the crowds had gathered quite a bit outside the palace, and this was the changing of the guard. As I say, I've only put a short clip on here due to the fact that it took quite a while. And after the changing of the guard, everyone started to disperse off into the old town looking for something to eat or to carry on with their travels down to the harbour down by Monte Carlo. We just had a small walk around the area and then took one of the lanes down through the old town, which consists of three roads which go down through the old town with a couple of interconnecting alleyways. And I think this is the Rue Conte Felix Gastaldi. All the eating places were quite busy when we went down there, because it was now getting on for about 20 to 1. So we didn't stop at any of these. Luckily we found a little snack place a bit further down where we got some snacks, and this is where we sat to eat them, which was a nice little square. And I believe that's the Avenue de Pins looking at there. And then this is down by the harbour now. One thing that struck me is how concentrated all the buildings are, because obviously it's one of the most densely populated places due to the small size and the amount of people that live there. These are some nice steps that were leading down to the harbour, and there's a couple of nice blossom trees out there, lovely colours. And as you can see down here, they're erecting all the stands now for the Monaco Grand Prix, which is in May the 21st, I believe, the weekend of May the 21st. So that'll be a time to avoid, because it'll be very crowded in Monaco then. And as we walked a bit further along, we came to all the super yachts in the harbour. The size of these boats is unbelievable. I think a lot of them are owned by conglomerates and companies, and they just lease them out to people for holidays. Some of them are owned by individuals, obviously, but there are quite a few that are just leased out for holidays and weekends. A bit out of my reach, I think. I was amazed how they all had these long gang planks at the back, which reach right back to the harbour wall, so you can get on and off the boat. All stainless steel and teak decking on these gang planks. Couldn't even afford to buy the gang plank, never mind the boat. But it is very nice to see. I found Monaco to be an extremely nice place. I thought it was very nice there and clean. Apparently they have TV cameras all around Monaco, everywhere, and they're watching all the time, so if there's any problem with anything, they're down there in a flash, the police. I don't think you'd risk chucking any litter down here, because they'd probably be down and arrest you. But then it keeps the place really nice and tidy, which makes everyone feel much happier. And now we've walked up towards the casino in Monte Carlo. This is where you can come and lose all your money if you want, or you may even win if you're lucky. And that's the Hotel de Paris, which is a 5-star hotel, and they reckon if you go in there for a meal, you're talking of €500 per person. And this is outside the casino. All the fancy cars, Lamborghini. Not sure what that car is. Not one I recognise. Still nice looking cars. I've got a feeling they may just be owned by the casino and they park them out there. And there's a Porsche here, I think. But we saw a lot of very expensive cars while we were walking round by the casino. Quite a few Lamborghinis came round and Ferraris. I expect they like to pose. As I say, unfortunately we didn't have a lot of time to look around Monaco, which is one of the disadvantages of a coach holiday. You get limited time in places, so you have to have a quick rush around and you don't get to see a lot of the buildings and interesting places in the town or city. So we've got back up by the old town now, due to the fact that the time was marching on and it was getting close to catching the bus back. Just one more look down over the harbour from the gardens at a boat coming into the harbour. So that was our short look around Monaco.